All right, let's see what's going on here. I had to adjust this. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Hey, what's going on, party people? Now, if this is your first time here, welcome. It's definitely a pleasure to have you here. I go by the name of Lace Fleet. I am a spiritual healer. And essentially, what I do as a spiritual healer is that I help people to increase their consciousness. But now, for you to increase your consciousness, I help you you have to become emotionally and mentally balanced for you to do that. Because what I'm trying to say here is that you will have to become, to increase your consciousness, it means you become more aware. So, meaning you have to be totally aware of you. In other words, those different aspects of yourself, they all got to come together. So therefore, one of the big aspect of yourself is emotion. Then you have your intellect. So the more conscious that you become, so now you have to be aware of this part and that one without refuting any one of them. But you become more aware of them and you know how to incorporate them to you. That's why there's such a thing, let's just say, we call polarity, especially when it comes to, the whole spiritual thing. But anyway, I'll tell you a lot more about this. But, as an introduction, I wanted you to know pretty much what is it that I do and how I technically do it, and just to give you a little bit of background too, and on how I do it in terms of, first you would have to understand. It doesn't have to be first or second, doesn't matter, but you have to be able to become emotionally balanced. Otherwise, you wouldn't have control of you or more understanding of you. Because, if you're not aware, but most people who are being triggered, they don't, that's what triggered is. They don't know what the fuck happened. They just black out. It's like a monster that were possessed, like something else took over. That's their shadow self. Again, on a broader perspective, and without even being me, I guess, not to way trying to go way ahead of myself here in terms of, when I'm talking about spirituality. Again, this is your story. So now, that, in terms of, that's why for you to master your emotions, you have to understand what they are. Then you have to understand the emotional patterns. And then at that point, you would be the one creating your pattern. That's part of having it balanced or self mastery or to master your emotions, And then at that point, if there's any blockages, then you'll know exactly how to deal with it. Having the ability to transmute certain energy, all that's talking about, I mean, again, that's part of you becoming emotionally balanced. So there's a whole lot going into that. Now, in addition to that, just like I was saying, I help you also to become mentally balanced. And pretty much the same baseline applies here in terms of, you understanding who you are, understanding your intellect, understanding, how do you work? How does your mind work? Understanding, that intellectual aspect of it. Like that's why you learn about, you know, about the self. But most importantly, I'm saying like you've been taught to think a certain way. You have to identify that. You got to be aware of it. And becoming aware of it, that's how that's one of the ways, in fact, when you have increased your consciousness, that's by you. becoming conscious of that. Now you have a greater perspective. You see what I'm saying? Oh shit. Hold up. I'm tripping now. So now if you're coming back, you already know what this is, baby. It's nothing but love. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let's break some bread. You know, you see the title, Body Consciousness. We're gonna talk about some stuff, you know. And hey man, it's a pleasure to have you here, baby. I'm glad you made it back. Now, as you may already know, especially if you come back, now if this is your first time here, as part of my process, guys, always, part of my routine, I guess, before I delve into the topic that I'm going to be talking about, because everything that I'll be talking about is going to come out of spirituality. And even myself being a spiritual healer, I mean, it's according to spirituality to me. So therefore, that's the foundation. That's my mirror. That's what I was able to reflect to so I could see myself. I'm just being honest with you. So as a result, listen, man, I'm gonna give it to you as it was given to me. Come on now, I want you to bear with me for a second. You know what I'm saying? I'm passing it down. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just, as it was given to me. You know what I'm saying? But in the fashion and just everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's only right that I tell you about, spirituality. What the fuck is that shit? You see what I'm saying? Like right now it's fucking Sunday football and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. That's what's popping. You know what I'm saying? You already know what that is. You know what I'm saying? That's part of your life. That's what you can relate to. That's reality to you. You know what I'm saying? That's not over there. That's right here. Now, on that one, you say, oh, this is right here. Now, if I were to tell you about spirituality, then, out of ignorance, then you will feel like it's something over there, meaning you have no association with it. That's why spirituality, in so many words, always somehow, it's almost like philosophy and shit. You know what I'm saying? You drank too much, you ate too much, then now you get to talk about it. So it's almost like to a lot of you motherfuckers, it's like it's luxury. Like, whoa. It is too though, but on a whole different level. It is because it is your essence. But I'll talk about that later. I just couldn't hold it in. Hey, listen, certain things had to be said, and that was too much for me to hold in. That was way too much. In fact, shit, let me slow down. I mean, just to show you, listen, that's what we need to talk about. But anyway, I'm on, I'm on, I'm gonna be emotionally balanced for a second. Let me balance that emotion for a second. 'Cause there's a lot to talk about. But anyway, again, going back to the whole spirituality shit. Well, I hope that I didn't lose you though. But if you're still here, in terms of understanding what was being said and how it was being said, because listen, it's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? We love to paint it a certain way, and that's the beauty of fucking language too. You know what I'm saying? But it's also a depiction of the connection you know what I'm saying, with source or that treasure inside of me. It triggers me a certain way. It makes me speak and express myself, you know what I'm saying, like better. Listen, I express myself much better nowadays. I'm telling you exactly how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And that's the pro. I aim at the target of myself. We won, nigga. I'm gonna give it to you right. Oh, it's satisfaction guaranteed. You hear me? Fuck is wrong with you?